In this video, I'm going to be making 3 small, quick and simple woodworking projects, a couple of which I think would make great gifts. For the first project, I wanted to do something with this offcut of cherry. At least that's what I think it might be. It's been in my scrap bin for a while and I need to make space for more scraps. I started by ripping some clean edges at the table saw. I wanted to rip this into 40mm wide pieces, and when I have a wide workpiece like this and I want to cut narrow strips safely, I like to line up the blade with my mark and then hot glue a sacrificial fence to the table ahead of the blade, and that allows me to make consistently sized cuts by moving the fence in between each cut. I cut each piece to length at the miter saw and I could get 2 lengths out of each piece. I wanted to cut a thin slot in each piece, and here I'm marking up where I wanted the slots to be. I used my bevel gauge to mark a slight angle for the slot, and it would be cut to about half the thickness of the workpiece. I'd used the bandsaw to cut the slots, and I wanted a zero clearance surface for the workpieces to ride on, so I just used a scrap piece of MDF. This is just to make sure that the workpieces won't get caught up on the insert plate on my bandsaw table. Then I used a hand screw clamp clamped firmly onto the bottom of each workpiece with it positioned upright, and I made a kerf cut to each piece at the bandsaw. The hand screw clamp works great for keeping hands a safe distance from the blade, and it slides nice and easily to keep the workpiece positioned upright. I did a bit of sanding at 120 grit on the belt sander. I wanted to add a bevel to the top edges, and I started using my block plane to do that. But then I remembered that I had a table saw which would cut the angles much more accurately, quickly and repeatably on both sides. Then I added my maker's mark. For finish, I used some of my handmade oil wax finish. This is available to buy via my Etsy store, and you'll find a link to that in the description box below. By the way, it smells fantastic. Some of the wax got into the groove, so I just used a folded up piece of paper to clear it out. After applying the wax, I immediately wipe off any excess, and that was the project done. I had enough material to make 12 of these in total, and these are great for displaying photos as an alternative to a picture frame. And this wood, whatever it is really beautiful. The wood grain was bright red in some places. This is a simple project that makes a great gift, and the ones I made are now available for sale via my Etsy store. The second project I worked on was mainly about using up some scraps of oak that I had. These were offcuts from some pieces that I cut up to make a herringbone coffee table top that I made a long time ago as another video on my channel. I'll leave a link to that in the description box if you're interested. These pieces have been getting in my way in the workshop ever since, and as they were wedge shaped, I never threw them away because I thought they could be put to good use as door wedges. Some of the pieces were more wedge shaped than others, so I pulled out the best ones to use and put the others back. First I wanted to cut them to a consistent length, and I used my cross-cut sled at the table saw using a hand screw clamp on the fence as a stop block. Then I did some sanding using my disc and belt sander to shape them. I rounded over the corners slightly and cleaned up the faces. Finally I finished them, and once again I'm using my homemade oil wax which pops the grain of the oak really nicely. After buffing off the excess wax, they were done. And I made 20 of these, and once again they are available for sale on my Etsy store. For the final project, I started with a piece of sapele that's been in my workshop ever since I made the treasure chest blanket box, which was another build video on my channel that I'll link to in the description box. This was rough sawn, but it was nice and straight, so I ran it through the thicknesser just to clean it up. I then ripped it to the width I wanted at the table saw, making cuts to both sides to clean them up and make sure that they were at 90 degrees to the faces. I grabbed a piece of salvaged oak which I wanted to glue onto the sapele, but the face of the oak was really badly warped, so I used the planer to get a straight face onto it. and then they married up really nicely with no gaps. I applied glue and lots of clamps. And I wiped away any excess glue with a damp cloth. Once the glue was dry, this would give me a nice thick block that I could use to make lots of these. This is a prototype of a desktop mobile phone stand I'd made out of some scraps of wood. As you can see, it holds my phone nicely in both orientations, but I wanted to make sure it would hold bigger phones too, so I cut a piece of MDF to the dimensions of one of the larger phones that are available to buy, and as you can see, it holds that nicely too. I trimmed the edges clean at the miter saw, and the block was a little bit too thick to cut all of the way through, so I needed to finish off the cut with a handsaw. I also needed to clean up the edges at the table saw. I did that with multiple passes, raising the blade in between cuts just to take it easier on the saw. I could then offer up my prototype to mark up the angled cuts that I'd need to make onto the end of the workpiece. I tilted and lined up the blade with those markings by eye as closely as possible and made the cuts, again taking a little material away at a time and raising the blade in between cuts. For the final cuts, the table saw blade needed to be fully raised, and this can obviously be dangerous if you're not experienced using a table saw. I took my time with these cuts and made them quite slowly and just made sure that I knew where my hands were at all times. Then I needed to cut the next angle to remove the excess material, and I did that in one pass. Those cuts had left some pretty sharp edges, so I used my block plane just to ease them over. I also cleaned up where the two angled cuts met each other using a chisel. I then sanded everything by hand. Then I needed to cut the block into pieces, and I first tried to use the miter saw, but again I couldn't get a deep enough capacity cut. So I finished off the first cut with a handsaw, and then I switched to using the bandsaw for the rest of the cuts. And that worked much better. It did leave some pretty rough cuts though, so I did some sanding on the belt sander to clean them up. Finally, I added my maker's mark to the bottom of each block. And then I sanded all the sharp edges by hand. I finished the blocks using my handmade oil wax once again. Just after finishing these, I had another idea for a design change. I bought a 12mm drill bit on Amazon. This one is by Bosch, and I'll leave a link to it in the description box. My drill press didn't have quite enough capacity to drill into the block, so I needed to do this by hand. I measured and marked up where to drill the holes, and I thought 3 would look best. Then I positioned the block in my vise at an angle so that I could just drill the holes vertically to give me the angle that I wanted. I could then just make sure that I was holding the drill bit plumb and drill straight down. You can see that I also used some masking tape around the drill bit so that I could drill to the depth that I wanted the holes to be. These holes work great for holding pens or pencils.
It's called an octahedron. Why? Because it has 8 faces.
And I'm really pleased with how these turned out. The sapele and oak look really good together. I made 8 of these in total, and I'm going to keep one for myself, and the others will go onto my Etsy store for sale. But again, these would make great gifts, so I might make some extras for Christmas. These 3 projects took about 9 hours in total to make, and the reason I made them is to restock my Etsy shop with some low value items, as at the moment I've got a lot of larger high value items on there, so I wanted to add a bit of variety and some more options. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget you can support my channel on Patreon to get extra benefits such as early access to my videos, exclusive content, and your name as a credit at the end of my videos. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more weekly woodworking videos, and thanks for watching.